together with Earle Sports Bets. Yeah, the twins, they be checking in, stacking up. Green is the scene that you're stepping in. Winning is a trend, and we stay making dollars. Nerd talk with the sports bet scholars. Yeah, it's R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies.
We are live. Welcome back to another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. My name is Nicholas Earle, and Tim will be here in just a few minutes. But we got our first big NBA slate of the season. I've already moved on 4 games in the NBA. I'm not going to be firing away crazy on the NBA, but there are some spots that I saw some value that I've already bet. Some lines have moved with me. I had one game that's moved already 1.5 in my direction, which is really nice. But we'll get into all that when we break down the games. But before we get into today's games, before we get into today's slate, we'll take a look back at what happened yesterday. 1-1 right, 1-1 wrong in the world of sports betting. Not another bad day. It's just been rough the last week or so. So far, baseball minus or 0-1 down 0.99 units. I had the Phillies -1. Reluctantly bet that. They finally the Phillies are finally dead. All of the National League East can rejoice, and we have the Arizona Diamondbacks in the World Series against the Texas Rangers, and I really don't have any thoughts on the World Series right now. Those are two teams that I haven't really gotten right too much. I kind of lean towards wanting to take the dogs here in the World Series. Maybe looking at the Diamondbacks a little bit there. But I mean, this is not one World Series that I haven't really gotten enough time to sit with yet, because I was anticipating Phillies Astros, and it's just not what I was expecting. Golden State -1 was not a great bet. They had a really nice third quarter, and then they fell apart in the fourth, so that was fun. So Golden State -1 was a loser there. The Hilltoppers, Western Kentucky +5 and +180 were both losers as well. So not a great day outside of hockey. And hockey was a middling day, down the juice type of day. 10-10-1, down 1.11 units through frozen frenzy there. Leafs -1 was a winner. Toronto team total over 3.5 was a winner. The full game over 6.5 lost because Washington didn't contribute, and I hope that doesn't happen in today's game, which we'll go over first, where we have the Capitals back in action. They're playing the Devils. Sens -1 was a mistake. Tampa Bay team total over 3.5, full game over 6.5, and all of a sudden Tampa Bay knows how to play defense, and Jonas Johansson pitches a shutout, which is fun. Montreal Canadiens team total over 2.5. They scored 1 in the first period. I thought, all right, we're looking good. And they scored. Then they ended up scoring 1 late in the third period, and that was it. But luckily, 5 from the Devils pushed the full game over 6.5, but I lost the team total over with the Canadiens. The Dallas Stars were a winner. That was one of my favorite plays yesterday, as we will continue to A, fade the Capitals, B, fade the Penguins, and then the next team here, the Florida Panthers puck line, C, fade the Sharks. Those are 3 teams. I think sometimes when you look at a sport, what's more valuable than teams you're looking to bet on are teams you're looking to bet against. And I'm looking to bet against the Capitals, the Penguins, and the Sharks, and that's continued into this one here. So there we go. Nice little winner there. Chicago, New York, under 6. All of a sudden, we have the fun and fast Islanders. Honestly, if I'm Ilya Sorokin, I'll give Ilya Sorokin credit for one thing. He hasn't strangled any of his teammates yet, especially the people that are supposed to be playing defense in front of him. Just way too many grade A chances for the Avalanche last night. And also, that's just the Avalanche are a really good hockey team as well. My dog of the day fell flat on its face, lost 4-2. So I lost the Blues plus 158. I lost the team total over 2.5, pushed the over 6. My favorite, the Preds lost. Yeah. Fading the Flames is also another good idea. The Rangers money line was a winner. The under 6.5 in LA, Arizona was a bad look, just poor. And then luckily, I felt kind of lucky to escape with 2 victories on that last game there. The Vegas Golden Knights team total under 3.5, the full game under 6.5. I wanted to add the Flyers, but I ended up staying off the Flyers money line, and it looked like that was a good move there. So overall 10-10-1, down 1.11 units in hockey though. 10-14-1 overall, down 3.51 units. The struggle of October continues, 219, 248, and 11, down 14.19 units. So very frustrating so far. Hopefully we can turn it around in this final week of the month. I desperately need a winning day. And only one hockey game kind of hurts, but I got 4 games in the NBA bet, so we'll see what happens today.
Yeah, that works. Good morning. Sorry, I overslept. It is what it is. Yesterday on the site, I believe, was a losing day. I'm pulling it up now. Yeah, down 2.56 units. So be it. We had the over in the Carolina game, loser. Over in Montreal, winner. Western Kentucky. Liberty's going to go undefeated. So probably should stop fading them. Under in the Nuggets game was a winner. Panthers puck line never in doubt. Blues loss, Nashville loss, and Golden State. Even though they had a quarter they outscored the Suns by 21 points. They still lost the game. So it is what it is. Lots of NBA today. I have my 7-pack. Obviously we're going to talk about them now, but I'm not really sure if any lines moved or anything, but I did give them out on the member-only side of it last night. So, once again, if you guys are interested in that, right there. But lots of NBA for today.
Yeah, we're definitely going to see these. We're definitely this is the biggest slate we've seen of the NBA so far. So, yeah.
Well, considering yesterday had 2 games.
Well, yeah.
Good job at math.
I know. I'm good at mathing, so we're good. All right, head over to the chat, and then we'll get into that one hockey game.
Yo. Good morning, crew. Cashed out in the Diamondbacks money line. There you go. I told you guys the Diamondbacks figured out the Phillies, and Rangers are winning. Rangers are winning. No. Rangers are not winning the World Series. I was on the Diamondbacks since day one, though. You can't say that. Lightning. Thanks for the Lightning and Rangers money lines and the under in the Nuggets game. Let's get it. Let's get him, Fernando. What's up, guys? Nick, share the sheet.
I did.
Okay, good. Florida, Toronto, 2-pack. There you go. And you have the Phillies. I got to say, dancing on your own sounds a lot better now. I keep dancing on my own. Oh, sorry. Let's head to hockey, Nick. Capitals, Devils minus 245, 6.5. I put out my cards for today. In the NHL this year, I am 40-44, up 2.2 units. My play for today, pass. Go ahead, Nick.
Interesting look. Yeah, I've got a side and a total for this one here.
I'm gonna go grab a drink real quick.
Huh? Oh, okay.
I'm gonna go grab a drink.
Sounds good. Looking at this game here, where's my NHL spreadsheet? I need to get up my NHL spreadsheet. That'll be helpful to break down this NHL game. We have the Devils coming in. They've gone over in all 5 games so far this season. They are coming in off of a 5-2 win over the Montreal Canadiens last night. There should be a Kira Schmid in net. They've actually been going back and forth between Vanacek, Schmid, Vanacek. And so tonight should be Schmid. And this team has gone over in all 5 games, 5-2, 5-4, 3-4, 3-4, 4-3. So over in all 5 games so far this year. The Capitals are a different story. The only time they went over the totals, they gave up 6 goals against the Ottawa Senators. Other than that, a 4-1 loss last night against the Leafs. A 3-2 loss in overtime against the Canadiens, a 6-1 loss against the Sens, a 3-2 shootout win against the Calgary Flames, and then a 4-0 shutout loss against the Penguins. This team, I think when it comes around to power rankings, again, they may be 30 or 31 for me. This Washington Capitals team might give the Sharks a battle for the worst team in the NHL this year. They're that bad. and I'm looking to fade them any way, shape, and form I can. I am on the puck line here with the Devils. I'm also on the over 6.5. The Devils have gone over in every single game, and it is supposed to be Hunter Shepard in net, making his NHL debut for the Washington Capitals, their third goalie, which that's not really what you want to be doing against one of the better offensive teams in the league. Let me see what his numbers are. He's had good numbers in the AHL so far, I believe. So far this year for the Hershey Bears, he is 2-0-0. He's only started 2 games with a 2.88 goals allowed average. Very limited sample size, but you're making your NHL debut against the New Jersey Devils. Good luck. I wanted to back the Devils team total over, but that was a 3.5 at -165, which is a little too much out of my price range. So I'm just going to go with the puck line and the over 6.5, and expect the Devils to win 5-2 today. So that's kind of where I'm at for this game, because I still don't think the Capitals get shut out against the Devils. So I'm hoping I think we get 5 from New Jersey. I'm just going to ask for 2 simple goals from the Capitals today. Probably asking for too much, though.
Probably. I passed on this game, so I'm staying away from it. Good morning, guys. Good morning, Nathan. I'm on a back-to-back. My mind says Devils. Both of them are on back-to-backs. Everybody played yesterday.
Yep.
So I gave out New Mexico State yesterday in the chat. Nice. Yo. What's up, Mr. Joe? I like the Capitals tonight.
I do not.
I feel like if I was playing anything tonight, it would probably be the Capitals, but I decided to stay away. What's up, Vals? Welcome on watching on Twitch. Never in doubter. There you go. What's up, my guys? Let's get it. Let's cash today. Hit the like button, people. Social appreciation, subscribe, and share. Timmy, full day of NBA slate. Let's effing go. Been waiting on this since June. No, there's a Timmy today. Sorry, I was getting a drink while Nick talked hockey. I had a live 3-teamer go Avalanche, and then whatever those are, and he missed on those 2. NBA, yes, we'll be talking about NBA. Devils puck line in the over. There you go. Let's do some NBA, Nick.
Yeah, let's get started here. For my NBA this year, I am indexing the NBA, which I want to see just how it does. I'm not saying it's the best way of handicapping the NBA, but that's one I'm going to make my own lines for games and things along those lines, and I'm going to use the market more for totals, kind of thing, and until I figure out a way to do the totals and things along those lines. But let's get into it here. We have the Atlanta Hawks. They're 3.5-point favorites, total of 236.5. Let's take a look at the line history in this spot here, where we have this line opened up. Click, there we go. This line opened up and now these numbers on BetOnline have been available since August 22nd. That line opened up at a -1.5. On the 18th of October, it was a 2.5. It's moved from a 2.5 to a 3 to a 3.5. So the line's moved since the opening line 2 points towards Atlanta. Line opened up at a 236 on October 22nd. It's now up to a 236.5. It did get down to a 233 at one point, but now since then it's moved way up. So overall, a slight move towards the over and a move towards Atlanta. Let's take a look at the cash flow for these games here. Let's move to today's games. All right. We have 79% of the tickets, 86% of the cash is on these Atlanta Hawks. 58% of the tickets are on the over, and 9% cash is on the over. So the money makes sense here and all that. Looking at my number for this game, I have the Hawks around a 2-point favorite. So at 3.5, I see about 1.5 of value on the Hornets. I'm looking for at least like 2.5, 3 points of value, and anywhere in that range or higher when I'm looking to bet an NBA game. I've already bet 4 for today, and this is not one of them. I lean over the total in this one here. If you look at the markets a little bit, it kind of says over. I kind of want more numbers in order to back totals first, especially in the NBA. I lean over the total, and I lean Hornets. It's not going to be a no play for me.
Yeah, I went and I so when it comes to NBA this year, I'm going to be more inclined to take some money lines instead of spreads. I'm on Charlotte to start off the year. I wore the Atlanta jersey to say I'm betting Charlotte today. So we're running with them. It just I know everybody loves, well, not everybody loves, but Trae Young is going to have a good year. And trust me, I think Charlotte is one of the worst teams in the NBA. I think this line's too close. I figured it would be a 5, 5.5, 6, which is kind of pushing me towards Charlotte. I know it's the first game of the year, and that would be a little bit big of a spread for a road team like the Hawks. But I have a feeling that this is going to be a closer game than people think, and I think the home team wins. I think the Hornets end up winning this game. I took their money line. When it comes to beginning of the year, it's going to be me looking at some of the teams I'm a little bit higher on this year and fading the teams I'm not. I think the Hawks will be okay this year. I think the Hornets will be not competitive, but I don't think they're going to be Spurs level from last year. So I think there's a little bit of value with Charlotte here at plus money, so I'm going to grab the Hornets.
Do you think Charlotte's improved offensively?
Maybe. I'm not. I want to see a little bit from this team first.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably tough not to improve when you're 4th to last in points scored per game last game or last year.
I want the ball should be around most of the year now. He was not around last year, which is going to be it's going to be big to have him back. Bridges, Hayward was out a bunch last year. I think he could have a good year. Their center position's kind of weak. Their power forward position, they got PJ Washington, but this is a Hornets team that's going to be bad. But I think they start off the year with a win.
Yeah, both games went under yesterday. Do you think we'll see that to start the year more with maybe just the offense are a little rusty, or do you think we might see some over? Obviously, we'll see some overs today, but
we'll see some overs. But I'm not really going much after totals to start the year. I have 7 plays today. They're all on sides.
Yep, gotcha. And we'll head back. We'll head to the next game then.
Or the chat.
Oh, I thought we just touched on the chat. No,
because there's a bunch of people.
All right, go back to the chat then. My bad.
Nuggets big win and the game stayed under. Phoenix win, the game stayed under. Yep. I had the under of the Nuggets game. I had the Warriors. The Warriors suck. Yes, sir. Suns was money last night. I like the Wizards money line. There you go. I'm rich, bitch. What's up, Cameron? Stacks play Jay Duran over 9.5 rebounds plus 128. I noticed he's getting close to that even now mark. Only 3 games under now. Okay, money. Hornets at home? Maybe. Yes. Hawks. I got them minus 1.5 2 days ago. Then you got a good number on them. So there you go. What's good, guys? What's good, Guillermo? I'm on the Trae Young double-double. Don't hate it. Hawks spread in the over. I like the Hornets. Toughy, but these stupid Hornets have been sneaky. Especially early season games, the Hornets would be more motivated. Yeah, the Hornets are going to be bad, but I think they win tonight. I think the total's too high. No, I would lean over if anything. I don't see Hawks scoring a lot of points in their first game of the year, maybe. Even MJ wanted out of Charlotte. Hey, you guys are just convincing me more. I already have the bet in. Rangers at home. I'm against you. Oh, sorry, Raptors at home against you. Take those points, grab it. Wizards +8. I see 5s now. So, swear I'm trying to with everything to get me above 500. Hey, I know you are. I can't bet on Charlotte until I watch a few games. That's exactly what I want to hear. Because I'll be on them now. Second game, Nick?
You skipped one.
Oh, yeah, never mind. I'm sorry.
I had it. Yeah, my bad. I had it clicked. We have the Indiana Pacers. This is where my first play comes in, but I don't know if I can give it out anymore because the line's moved 1.5 already. Pacers are -5.5, total 235 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this spot. As I believe this is down to a 5 now. Line opened up at a 7.5. It did go on August 12th. It did go down to a 6.5 on the 21st of October. Since then, it went up to a 7.5, and now it's down to a 5. So a little bit of buyback here on the Wizards. A line move towards the Wizards. This opened up on the 23rd at a 231. It's up to a 235, so it's moved up 4 points towards the over, and it's moved a little bit towards the. It's moved up 2.5 points towards the Wizards in this spot here. And looking at the cash flow in this game, if I can find this Wizards, there we go. 69% of the tickets and 90% of the cash is on the Indiana Pacers, and yet this line is moving towards these Wizards. We have 30% of the tickets and 70% of the cash is on the over. The line has moved already towards the over here in this spot. I would lean over in this game if I had to bet a total, but I think it's moved too much for me to want to get involved with it. Probably all the value on that total is gone. However, I did move on the side in this game, and my numbers had this game at a 4. Yeah, 4.05 was my number for this game, and I bet this at a 7 last night. I got the Wizards at +7, and I got the Wizards at +225. And I know a lot of people are not going to be big fans of the Wizards this year. I don't have them very high in my rankings. I think maybe the Pacers might be a little bit of an overvalued commodity this year because I've noticed I think they're a little overpriced, laying this many points to start off the year. I think the Pacers are one of those teams that they'll be a wild card team, but they'll be nothing more, nothing less. And I see this as just too many points for the Wizards. So I grabbed the 7. And, of course, when I grab points, I always grab some money line. And I got them at 225. It's down to a 180. I can't advise giving out the Wizards at this number because there's only a point of value on them now. So I got them at 7. I would play them at 7, but unfortunately that line's no longer available. So it's still a lean at the Wizards at 5. I have it at a 4, but I can't give it out as an official play. I did post it last night on my Cappit though, and on Twitter. That was my free play for my card. Was Washington.
There you go. I will say I stayed away from this game. I'm not going after the Wizards to start the year. Good luck to you. I think they're going to be one of the worst teams in the NBA. I'm inclined to see how well the Pacers are. So it's a kind of a I want to see what the Pacers are built with because I like that lineup. Like I like that team. I was on them big last year because I liked them with Sacramento. I'm a big fan of Halliburton. I think he's going to be solid. Buddy Hield is going to be really solid. And you look at some of the other guys. Miles Turner is still a solid center. Daniel Theist could be pretty solid. He didn't really play many games for them last year. He comes in this year. I think that could be pretty solid. I think this team's going to be undervalued this year.
I want the Pacers more as a dog, though, not a favorite.
Yeah, I don't want to bet them as a 5.5 point favorite. I want to look at them kind of a little bit less right now. I'd rather go after. I'd rather not go after this game. I want to see what the Pacers have.
Fair. See, I'm just gonna be betting based on my numbers and see how that goes.
Fair enough.
Back to the chat.
Chat's alive today because of the NBA. Magic money line. Oh, I would have to lay the 4 on them. I might be on the Wizards You know, speaking of Charlotte, what about FAU in Charlotte?
I stayed off.
Under.
I might get to a total.
I want to bet the over, but I haven't moved on it. Good luck. Pacers aren't good. We don't know that yet. I still got my 1.5K in pocket trying to make my best sports investment. There you go. Wizards. Good luck. How dare you, Joe? LOL. Under. I want to see what these teams have. Pacers was an underdog team all year. Yeah, the Red Wings lost in overtime. Go Kraken.
Yeah, hey, what do you say? It's Kraken hockey, baby.
Pacers should be all right. When the Colts suck, the Pacers step it up and vice versa.
Well, the Colts are not bad this year.
This one should be an interesting game.
Yeah, I kind of have a lean in this game. It wasn't enough for me to pull the trigger, but let's get into it. We have the Boston Celtics. They're in New York to take on the Knicks. The total 224.5. The Celtics -3.5 here in this spot. Let's take a look at the line history in this game. It did open up in August at a -1.5. On October 1st, it was -3. And now it's gone up to a 3.5. It did dip down to a 2.5 at one point, but it went right back up to a 3. Now it's up to a 3.5. Line opened up on October 22nd at a 224.5. It is now a 224. So a slight move towards the under and a move towards these Celtics. We have 92% of the tickets and 77% of the cash is on the Celtics spread. 50% of the tickets and 96% of the cash is on the under. And this one here. I have this game at Knicks +1.5. So at 3.5, I see about 2-ish points of value here on the Knicks. I would lean towards New York in this spot. I would lean towards the under in this spot, but this is not one of the spots I got involved with. I'm going to be very selective in the NBA. I'm not going to be firing away like I do in the NHL and the MLB and the NFL and things like that. I'll be a little bit more selective here. I'm well aware that NBA is not my best sport, so I'm going to take it very carefully. I would lean Knicks. If I had to bet a play in this game, it would be taking the points with the Knicks. But no play for me.
I think at the end of the year, the NBA Finals will include the Denver Nuggets and the Boston Celtics. And when it comes to that, I like the Boston Celtics to start off the year. I think they're going to be one of the better teams in the league. I'm not as high on the Knicks. I think the Knicks will be a playoff team, but I'm not as high on the Knicks. And when it comes to that, now this play is not one that's on the site. This is one of those that it was on the outside looking in kind of plays. But I do like the Celtics in this one. I grabbed a -3 myself last night. It's not up on the site though. I don't want to put every single game up on the site, so. This one, I chose the Celtics, but I did not put it up.
Fair, yeah. For me, it would be Knicks or nothing, but I'm not trying to force plays this early in the season.
There you go. Give me the Celtics for the smackdown. I could see it. Celtics smash.
Now, if you give me 4.5 with the Knicks later in the day, I might pull the trigger.
Celtics money line and Bills money line parlay +102 full unit. I kind of lean Tampa tonight.
Well, it's on
tomorrow.
Thursday.
Tomorrow. Sorry, but this is another game I kind of just stayed off of.
Yeah, not a game I have gotten involved with. Let's see if we do. Orlando Magic are 4-point favorites, total of 220.5. Let's take a look at the line history in this spot between the Magic and the Rockets. Line opened up at a -3 for Orlando on August 22nd. On the 7th of October, it was a 4. It went up to a 4.5, 5.5 at one point. Then immediately dropped to 4, 2.5, and then back up to a 3, 3.5, and it's worked its way back up to a 4. The line opened up at a 227.5 on October 22nd, and now it's all the way down to a 220.5. So a big line movement towards this under here in this spot. Looking at the cash flow here, we have 56% of the tickets, 59% of the cash is on the over, and yet this line has moved towards the under. I wonder how much of that cash, though, is at the 220.5 betting that over. We have 73% of the tickets and 83% of the cash is on the Magic here in this spot. And the line's really not moved that much considering the amount of money on it. I have this game at a 4.5, so it's a small lean towards the Orlando Magic for me here, but it's not a play here for me. Easy pass for me.
Yeah, I'm not playing this one either. I
have points with the Magic.
Yeah, I think the Magic will be better because we saw them play. I mean, they weren't totally awful last year.
But they're not a team you're looking to lay points with.
No, not even close. This would be from 22-23. What were they last year? Yeah, they were 14 games under. They were one of the worst teams in the they were 13th. The Charlotte and Detroit were the only two games we had. Wow, Detroit was awful. Forgot about that.
And they're still going to be awful.
They will be, yeah. I'm staying away from this one because the Rockets are going to be pretty bad as well. Although the Rockets have some young guys that I want to look more into and see how they really play out. But this one's going to be another game. I need to see more from Orlando. I need to see more from Houston. There's some teams that I just need to see more from in order to go and bet them, especially when they're going up against each other. So this one's going to be a stay away for teams that I just kind of don't have feels on to start the year.
Yeah, Rockets feel like one of those teams that you're going to want them as double-digit dogs at home, like type of situation, because they might win those games outright.
Yeah. No, I gotcha.
Back to the chat.
Getting Boston 89 to 79. That's a
and
really
you love
low
the
scoring.
under. You love the under.
Dude, that's a really low scoring game. Diamondbacks, first 5 under, money line, nice. Put a few dollars on the Phillies late game for insurance. That's fine. Hey, nice hit. And how about them Phillies? By the way, I will mention that NL playoffs went perfect because Braves lost in the first round, Phillies lost in the second round. You love to see it. What up? What up, North Ender? Feels gross, but Magic -4 at home. You like the under. I don't hate the under in that game, but I chose to stay away from it. I like this game, though.
Yeah, I was looking to play this game, but the line moved on me, which pissed me off because I didn't see any value anymore. Cavaliers -1 favorites, total 219.5 in this game. This is the lowest total we've seen so far, which makes sense. These are two teams that aren't going to be barn burners when it comes to offense. We have this line opened up at a pick on August 22nd. It got up to a -3 at one point here on the 23rd, and it's come all the way back down to a -1. At -3, I had full interest in at +3. My bad. I had full interest in the Brooklyn Nets. And this line opened up at a 219.5. It got up to a 222.5, but it's back down to a 219.5. So no line movement on that total, and movement towards these Nets. Even though 21% of the tickets and 49% of the cash is on the Nets, the line has moved towards the Nets, and 13% of the tickets, 49% of the cash is on Brooklyn here in this spot. Market's telling you Brooklyn may be the side in this game. 57% of the tickets, 92% of the cash is on the under in this one as well. Really no line movement here. I lean under. Looking at my numbers for this game here, I have this game. I have Brooklyn as a half-point favorite, so I still see a little bit of value here with the Nets. Not enough for me to go ahead and pull the trigger, but if I was still getting decent plus money, I'd be interested in the Nets. But it moving that much, I felt like I just missed my line, so I'm just going to pass on this game. But it would be Brooklyn or nothing.
I'm on Brooklyn. This is one of my favorite plays today. The line movement kind of tells me everything because I know I'm a little bit higher in the Cavaliers this year, and I'm not as high on Brooklyn. Brooklyn kind of sold everything, and Cleveland's going to be one of the better teams in the East, I think. But you look at Brooklyn. Dinwiddie, I like Dinwiddie. I think he's going to be really good. Mikal Bridges is still with the team. I like him. Torian Finney-Smith is going to be with the team. I kind of like him. Claxton, I think, is going to be another sharp player that it's going to. I think he's going to continue to be successful. They got some young guys on this team, the Nets. I think the Nets will be a team that'll be sneaky this year. Cleveland's going to be one of the best teams in the East. But the fact that this line dropped from a 3 to a 1 is a little bit concerning. I wonder if there's injuries or something that go involved with this.
I don't know. You're the NBA expert. I default to you.
I'm trying to figure out. I mean, I don't care. I end up grabbing the Brooklyn Nets because of the line movement. But I'm just going to quickly check to see if there was anything notable from Cleveland, Brooklyn. No, if any. Oh, well, Jared Allen is going to miss, but I'm not really worried about it. No, we should be good to go. Give me the Nets. I grabbed them money line at even money.
Yep. I would lean in that direction, but just couldn't with the line.
Full slate of ball is back. Yep. We not talking about my Braves. That's fine. Hey, everybody's going and watching the Diamondbacks in the World Series. Go D-backs.
I think I saw the Braves won Game 7 in Cancun against the Dodgers.
Oh, nice, good for them.
They're facing the Phillies in the world, or the no, they're facing the.
Yes, Justin. Yes, we could, and even then, the Mets are going to suck again next year. So I don't even want to think about MLB next year yet. Hey, I wore Atlanta for you to say that I'm betting Charlotte. I like the Nets. Yeah, me too. Parlay it with another 2 games. Okay. Congrats, Hero, with your Sabres. Of the only hockey game I got wrong about the damn Sens. I feel like everybody was on the Sens. Nobody wanted to come close to the Sabres.
Well, they need to prove something first, and they actually proved something last night.
It's all about my Hawks. Season win total over 43.5 on my card, as like every year. They'll be good. They might get that. I think they lose tonight. This game's gross.
Yeah, I almost made a play on this game too.
Yeah,
but I think this may be a little high, or this I mean, not a little high, my bad. But we have the Heat is 9-point favorites in this game, and a total of 219 in this spot. Let's take a look at the line history in this one here. It opened up at a 10.5, it's down to a 9. So big movement towards Detroit here in this game. Line opened up at a 222. It's now down to a 219. So it's moved down 3 points, and it's moved towards Detroit here in this spot. Taking a look at the cash flow in this game, we have 47% of the tickets, 90% of the cash is on Detroit. The line's moved down towards them. 84% of the tickets are on the under. We have no cash flow on the under here in this spot. My number for this game is an 11. So at 8.5, I feel like I was going to move on the. I was going to at 11 and at 8. My bad. At 8.5, I was going to move on the Heat. At 9, I mean, you could probably still move on Miami at this 9 number. It's just not enough in my threshold in order to go ahead and bet it. Maybe you take the Heat first half. I think that the Pistons are going to be bad again this year. I have them power ranked as a bottom 3 team in the NBA. So this is a team I'm going to look to bet against more than bet on. But as almost a double-digit dog on day one, do I feel a need to bet Miami? Not really. I would lean towards Miami. Not enough value for me to go ahead and bet Miami, though.
Yeah, I definitely don't think there's enough value to go after it. This is, although if I'm going after anything in this game, it's either Detroit or the under. Miami was a heavy under team last year, and that would kind of work towards Detroit. This is a game I stayed off of. I don't like to bet every single game. I like to bet a bunch of games. I don't bet every single one of them. I like this one, kind of cross it out. Should be. I'm interested to see how Detroit goes this year. I have a couple of teams ranked lower than them. I still think I think Washington will be worse. I think Houston will be worse. Charlotte will be worse. There's a couple of teams I have ranked below them. But I do think Detroit will be slightly improved this year. And then Miami, if you bet either Miami to make the finals or Golden State to make the finals, it's hit like 8 out of the last 9 years.
Wow.
So Yeah. And if you've bet either the Warriors to make the finals or LeBron to make the finals the last like 12 years, it's hit like 11 out of 12 years or something like that. The only time it didn't hit was the Suns versus Milwaukee series. But Miami is always a live dog. If I have to go after one of either them or Golden State to make the finals this year, it's Miami. But
That East is just so much weaker too.
no, I think the East is strong. I think
It's top heavy. No.
Top heavy.
The East is very top heavy.
Yes, it is.
Because,
but I don't think the Heat deserve to be a 9-point favorite to start off the year. I didn't bet it, but I'm staying away from it.
Yeah, you gotta keep in mind the Heat had a nice little run last year, but they were a play-in team.
Yes, they were a play-in team. They could have easily have won. And I think they had to play 2 playing games.
Yep.
They had to play 2 playing games because they beat the Bulls and then beat the Raptors.
Sounds right.
Yeah. You have futures ticket, right? No, I didn't. I had them to make the playoffs and win the division. I did not have anything further. Under. I could definitely see the under. Celtics trifecta. There's nasty.
Little Diamondbacks. I thought you grabbed some Diamondbacks. No, 6-1.
Oh yeah. 650. 650 to win the World Series.
I was gonna say you have a 650 ticket for
Yeah. I forgot about that. I grabbed it when they were up 2-0 against the Dodgers.
I remember you betting that.
Cashed Avalanche team total over, Leafs team total over parlay last night. There you go. All right, I'm actually high on one of these teams.
I did not make a move on this game, but I thought this was one I got close to, but just wasn't good enough. Okay, I remember this one, and I might move on it. We'll see. We had the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Toronto Raptors. This line opened up at a pick. It's up to a -1 for the T-Wolves, and this line opened up at 227. It's down to a 223, so a big movement towards that under. And a slight move towards the Raptors. 11% of the tickets and 43% of the cash is on Toronto. And then 89% of the tickets, 92% of the cash is on the T-Wolves money line. So a lot of tickets, a lot of money on the T-Wolves money line for this line to be dropping from 1.5 to 1. And then we have 46% or 54% of the tickets, 59% of the cash is on the under. Line has moved towards the under big time here in this one here. My numbers for this game, I have the Raptors as a 1.5 point favorite. So I see about close to 2.5 points of value here in this one. And I think this is one I actually want to add here. I kind of like the Raptors here. I think the wrong team's favored on this spot. I feel like the public's all over these T-Wolves for a reason. Leaning towards the -105 with the Raptors here. I don't know if I'm going to get involved with it, but the Raptors are a team I'll look to back at home, fade on the road type of situation too, especially crossing the border. But for me, it's just a lean towards Toronto on this spot. I don't know if I'm going to get involved.
I'm on Minnesota. I'm high on Minnesota this year. Last year, they didn't look as good. They still made the playoffs, got swept by the Nuggets. I think this team's going to be solid, though, Nick. Alexander Walker, I think is going to be really, really solid. And I think we finally will be able to get to see Karl Anthony Towns, Rudy Gobert duo get full effect because last year, both of them were injured at certain points of the year. We really didn't get to see them play a lot together. So I'm excited to see that. And then Anthony Edwards is going to be a superstar. I'm excited to see what he brings to the table more to the Minnesota Timberwolves this year. On the opposite side, the Raptors, I'm not really sure what we're going to necessarily get out of them. They lost Fred VanVleet, which was one of their big players. They still have OG Anunoby. Scotty Barnes is going to be good. Acuna is going to be fine. They got Jakob Poeltl from the Spurs. But I'm not a super big believer in this Raptors team this year. I'm going to end up going towards I'm going to be on Minnesota today. I'm a lot higher on Minnesota, the T-Wolves this year. I'll take I got their money line at -110.
Sounds good. Yeah, I'm going to end up staying off of this game, but my leans towards the Canadians here in this one.
Ugly game, easy pass. I'm guessing that was for the Heat game. Shows on the Raptors. Pass. Raptors are at home, are 18-1 last 19 meetings against the Timberwolves. 17.5 units on the Raptors. Only game worth betting. Wow, 17.5 units. Keep in mind that was when the Minnesota Timberwolves were bad and Raptors were actually playoff contenders each year. I think these are two totally different teams this year. So just be careful with that. Not too much going on this slate. Yeah, no, not really. Raps. No, I'm not interested in the Raps. The Heat lost one play in game last year. Sorry. They lost one play in game.
They were the eighth seed.
They lost a playing game.
They lost to Atlanta, right?
That makes sense. Yeah, because they were part of the 7-8 game. If they would have won, they would have. Yeah, they lost. They lost to Atlanta and then beat Chicago. That sounds about right. Who's guarding Pascal Siakam? There's two tree trunks in the middle of the court named Karl Anthony Towns and Rudy Gobert. Rudy Gobert's pretty good defensively too. May put some of my winnings towards a Rolex. There you go. Detroit +9. That's fine. Rolex, Mo Sex. Hey, whatever you want to get it. Whatever you want to get it. That's exactly what you should do. I'm trying to grab an 8-8. Raptors Nets parlay. Good way to go 1-1, Joe. Feels like the right path. Nets, Celtics, Magic parlay for me. I like the Nets. I like the Celtics. Magic. Good luck. I didn't touch the Magic game. Good morning, guys. Good morning. And I will mention I'm watching none of these games because I work at 2 a.m. tomorrow, so I'm not watching any of these games today. But
fun.
We'll head to this game, Nick, which I am really high on one of these teams.
I actually have a play in this one too, and unlike you, I actually rocked a jersey of a team I have money on today. I'm on the. I will say I'm on the Chicago Bulls today. Let's get into it here in this spot. This line opened up with the Chicago Bulls at -1. It did get to OKC being a -1 at one point. Now it's up to a 1.5 for the Bulls. This line opened up at a 230.5 on October 22nd. It's now down to a 227.5. So we've had a line movement towards the under. We have a line movement towards the Bulls in this spot here. We have 19% of the tickets, but 60% of the cash is on the Chicago Bulls in this spot. We have 33% of the tickets, 75% of the cash is on the under in this spot here as well. The line has moved towards the under. I kind of do lean towards the under if I had to bet the total. My numbers for this one here is I have the Bulls as 3-point favorites in this game. And when I bet them, they were 1-point dogs. And now the line is flipped here. I got them at -110. I got the Bulls at -110. Let's take a look here. At -125, probably that would be the peak I would pay for them here. Don't really know if I would want to get involved with them at this number, though. I got him at -110. And I think, I don't know if if you want to lay the juice, I think the Bulls win this game. They should be 3-point favorites. So, yeah, I'm actually going to still advocate for it. -125, I'm totally cool with that. I like the Bulls in this spot. I think the lines moved this way for a reason. I think they should be a bigger favorite in this game. And I'm rocking with Chicago here in this spot. I do got a piece out here in a second, so I'm going to give out my other two plays that I got to. I did not get to the last two games. I am on the Memphis Grizzlies at -110, and I'm on the Utah Jazz at +104. For my last two NBA plays. My numbers, I'll just quickly drop what my power rankings are for those. I have Memphis as a 4-point favorite in this game. So I think that's my highest graded play of the day is the Memphis Grizzlies. And then I have the wrong team favored in the Utah Jazz game. I have the Jazz around a 1.5-point favorite in that game, and they're a 1.5-point dog. So I see a lot of value there with the Jazz. So my NBA card, I kept it short and sweet, only 4 plays for me today, or 4 sides. Wizards +7 and the money line. Bulls -110, Memphis -110, and Utah +104. But I'm gonna go ahead. Peace out here. Got class in a few minutes, and I'll see you guys later.
Sounds good. See you later, Nick. I'm going to tell you that I'm on the opposite side of Nick this game. I'm high in this Thunder team. I think Chet is a Rookie of the Year candidate. And I'm not super high on this Bulls team. I think that the Oklahoma City Thunder will be one of the best teams in the Western Conference this year. I think they'll be a playoff team for sure. I'm really high on SGA. I think Chet will be good. I think you got Giddey, who's going to have another solid year. This team is just young, and I really think this one's. You got Bertans, who I think could be really solid. It's just a team that is young, and it's going to be exciting to watch. And on the Bulls side, you still got Zach LaVine, but I mean, I'm not really super high on this team. If Ball can stay healthy, it might be interesting. DeRozan could be solid. The GOAT, Alex Caruso, but I'm a lot higher on the Oklahoma City Thunder this year. I'm going to start off with them. I got them money lined at even money. So I'm grabbing the Oklahoma City Thunder in today's game. Bulls minus 9.5. No, I'm not on the Bulls. I actually like the Magic a little bit. Yeah. Ben Simmons, double sprinkled. I'm an idiot, but oh well. $10 free bonus bet on NBA. Anything you really like with that? Brooklyn. Go Brooklyn with that. Oklahoma City money line. Yes, OKC. Let's get it. Another game that I disagree with Nick on. We'll look at the Pelicans and the Grizzlies. It's a pick'em game with a total of 225, and that's exactly where I got them. I am going to be higher on New Orleans this year. I think New Orleans will be a solid team. They were a good team last year without Zion. Adding Zion back after his injury the last year and a half, I think this team's going to be good. And when it comes to it, I believe they still, who do you call it? Ja Morant is not going to be active. He's part of a suspension. I'm not sure how long he's going to be. 25-game ban for him. I think Memphis is going to suffer there because that's one of your big players. I think the wrong team's kind of favored it. I don't think this should be a pick 'em. I like New Orleans. I think they're going to be a solid squad this year. And Zion coming back, I think that's only going to benefit them. I will be on the Pelicans in this one at a pick 'em price. So give me New Orleans. No. Parlay, Pacers money line. Sure. Heat money line. Sure. Parlay fine. Kings. No, I'm not on the Kings. We'll go over that game in a minute. Clippers and Bucks. Clippers. Sure. Bucks. No, I don't like the Bucks. We'll talk about. I was going to talk about that tomorrow. I'm on the Sixers already. Over 17.5 points. Kuzma is a gift. Okay. Grizzlies were better without Ja last year. I just like New Orleans. I think New Orleans is going to be a good team. So I'll be on NOLA. Parleys. Yes, I like the Parleys. Let's move over to that Jazz game. Sacramento Kings, Utah Jazz. Kings minus 1.5 with a total of 236. Yes, Sacramento was good last year. They made the playoffs for the first time. They snapped their long playoff drought. They will be a playoff team again this year. They are a solid squad. I mentioned it last year. I was high on them last year, and they made me some money. De'Aaron Fox had a really good year. Devontae Mitchell, Davion Mitchell, their rookie, really solid. Or sorry, Keenan Murray was their rookie, really solid player. I really like this team. Not to mention Deviton Sabonis is going to be one of the best centers in basketball. I really think this Sacramento team is going to play well. I think the wrong team is favored in this game. I think that Utah should be favored. I have them as a favorite in this game. I think Clarkson is going to come in, have a really good year. Sexton's going to be really solid for him. I just like this. I think Utah is going to be a bet-on team to begin the year. Sacramento is going to be good. Don't get me wrong. Sacramento is going to be a really good team. I'm going to fade them game one. Because I think they're going to be good does not mean I need to go after them. I'm after the Utah Jazz in this one. I think it's a little bit of a short line. I think Sacramento should have probably been a bigger favorite, which pushes me towards Utah with the Jazz. May ride with you, Parleys. I like the Celtics and Magic should ball today. There you go. This is a jazz spot. I agree. This is a jazz spot. This game will contain my last play of the day. It's the Mavericks and the Spurs. The Mavericks are 4-point favorites with a total of 230. And I'm on the Mavs for this one. It's fading Victor Wembanyama's first game. I know everybody's going to be super hyped up on him. I still think the Spurs are going to be one of the worst teams in basketball. Spurs are going to be very similar to the Blackhawks this year. They'll win some games that they're not supposed to, but they're not going to be a playoff team. They're not going to be fantastic this year. And I think the Mavericks are going to be up there in the Western Conference. They can be dangerous. They need more around Luka, but they can be dangerous. I think the Mavericks can help get the job done in this one. I have a -3.5. It's up to a 4 now. I'm just fading with Victor Wembanyama in his first game, so I'm going to be on the Mavericks. I got him at -3 and a hook. I'm gonna stay away from that Celtics. I usually fade Knicks. There you go. Sexton's a baller, yes. Yes. You like jazz? Yeah. Final game, and this one's I kind of lean a certain way, but I end up staying away from this one. It's the Portland Trailblazers and the LA Clippers. And the Clippers are 9-point favorites and 227.5. I leaned Portland. I just didn't pull triggers on dogs because I felt like if I was going to, I would have had to bet the Wizards, and I would have had to have bet the Pistons today too, just grabbing all the bigger dogs. I'm not doing that this early. There will be some days where I think it's going to be a dog day, and I'll grab some big dogs on money lines and all that stuff. I can do it today. I think Portland covers, probably goes over the total. This Portland team is going to be scrappy. Part of the Dame trade, they got a couple of nice pieces that I really think are going to help them out. They're not going to be fantastic, though. They're good. It's another rebuild year for Portland. They will be good in the future. Not quite yet. And the Clippers are the Clippers. I'm not laying 9 points on the Clippers at home. Laying 9 points on the Clippers, period. So this one's going to just be a stay away to end the card. Yes, sir. Jazz. Let's get it. I like the Jazz. Yep. That is all of the games we made it through. Big slate in the NBA today, so that's definitely a lot of fun. That is all of the games for today. Before we head on out, we'll do a little bit of this.
Housekeeping.
And we'll look over. Make sure you guys check out YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. All of those linked down below. If anybody's interested in becoming a member of the channel, $4.99 a month, 16 cents a day. That's where you can find a lot of our plays as well. And a little bit of a recap. I decided to take the hockey game off tonight. I didn't bet it. I'll be on the Hornets tonight. I'll be on the Nets. I like the T-Wolves, the Thunder, Parleys, Jazz, and Mavs. So let's get it there. Bulls first half. I can see the Bulls first half, but I like the Thunder full game. So there you go. That's going to do it for this edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. We'll be back tomorrow for another one. Go, guys.